Alright, hello there, today Ame Gakita. Alright, let's just say that today is just kind of like me just lacking or chit-chatting along the line. But then again, I mean, like, in case anyone wondering, I actually got a new webcam stand, and it became much easier to do kind of like attaching it to the webcam, obviously, but it's kind of like making it much easier to do things, and it's kind of like, well, damn, I actually spent good money in it along the line. In case anyone wondering, let me see if I can show you guys. I need to because it's kind of like a moment of like me needing to take a few things and showcase it. So in case anyone wondering, it's actually more towards like I got a proper webcam stand, and I was testing it out earlier before I start the stream. In case it's actually something like this. So you can imagine that having a webcam that can do this kind of thing to do adjustment along the line, and in the case that I do need to adjust anything, it can actually put up the camera, and it actually look way better than I anticipated. So if I showcase here and I turn the webcam on, you guys can basically see it's much clearer in a way. So for example, if I turn the light on so that you guys can see it, for some reason it's got so many lights. So for example, like if I want to do reading along the line, at the very least, it'll be like on top, you guys can see it. It will be much clearer along the line. So for example, if I want to do whatever card reading along there, you guys can see at least everything will be put accordingly here, and it will be much clearer along the line. It will be much easier for me to do reading in a way that you guys will definitely be seeing the clear a clear view. So as example, like if I show this deck here and you guys can see, it's like technically I'm saying it outright, so you guys have to see it upside down in a way, but I will explain it in like as example, I have to put it up where, and then you guys can see like, oh hey, at least you guys can see it's like it's in that form along the line. But when I'm doing the reading, it'll be upside down in a way. You guys see it upside down along the line. But at the very least, I was thinking of like maybe I can finally do a live stream or doing this as well as that, because I also got these two. One is basically this one. In case I want to know, it's basic. I was thinking of like doing this one. And it's kind of like you guys can see it's like those little bit because it's very little, not saying like it's very less, it's very more towards like it's very quite little, and if you guys can see, it's like I have to do it in little bit, one by one all the way. So I might have to do this for 2-3 days, so maybe I have to set a day where I can stream this properly and kind of like do it properly along the line. But in a way, at least I can just put it here, and you guys can see that I will be kind of like pop all the way, and it will be considered a good thing though. So at the very least, that is one of the intention, and because it's also I got I was also thinking of doing this one as well though. In case anyone wondering, it's 1,000 pieces, not a lot. But at the very least, I can kind of like do a simple stream on me doing the puzzle, and like to be honest, this one it has been on my list to do for quite a long while though. Like it really, like I really want to do it for very long ago. I don't know when I got this really. I got this back in Japan, and it's really been sticking with me for very long, to the point that I really want to do it. Like one of the things that I wanted to do back, even like this one, it kind of like funny thing is that I bought this in Japan. Then I kind of like want to do it, and then I forgot to do it, and I bring it back to Singapore, and I was like, have to do it, and I totally forget about it though. But even like traveling, there was even a band here that actually kind of like mean that I travel and kind of like bought it back just to want to do it, but then again, it's like never really do it though. So it's really been bothering me a very long. Like, like what the few things that have been bothering me. And also, in case anyone was wondering, interestingly, my mom actually bought. Not really bought. It's actually more towards someone actually give my mom this playing card. It's actually it's in case anyone wondering, it's just a normal playing card. So even if I take it out, it's actually the you guys can see it's the normal one. But the one thing that actually kind of like made me really kind of like shocked in a way is that this one is not made in China. It's really legit made in Belgium. And one of the things is, right, if it's not made in China, especially this one is made in Belgium, the thing is, right, it kind of like mean in a way that I can use this as a spiritual reading, because it's not from China, so it's more towards like they don't do it kind of like, oh, just create it for the fun of it. I can actually use this to do fortune reading. And even if I say fortune reading, it's actually kind of like confusing in a way. It's because especially I don't want to open it up to kind of like kickstart on it, because it's still kind of like new in a way, so I don't want to open it up yet, because once I open it up, it will be considered the reading in a way, so I don't want to do it just yet. Also, is like it's really one of the things that I actually kind of like shocked that it's actually made from a different, not from those that we easily can find, that it's just made in China. It's actually made in a different country, so it's actually much kind of like better for spiritual reading. And in a way, I can't recall every single reading. I know Ace, 2 and 10, Ace being the start, 10 being the end. 1 to it's not really like 1 to 10, 1 to 10. We don't say 1 to king, right? It's like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Ace is 1. Ace is basically the beginning, the start, the first Shroud along the line, and then 2 is union, balance, or in what I always tend to use, pair along the line. 3 to 9 I can't recall, but I know 10 is completion, the end, the things is done along the line, finish in a way. And Jack is there is the Jack, Queen, and King. I can't recall. I know King is basically the deep, like Queen is the deep meaning of the individual, like diamond, pace, all these things. I can't recall which one is like I think diamond was fortune. I know pace I think was I know Ace is basically the pace is technically something big. I can't recall. Heart in a way can be used as relationship. That's why it's the heart. And spare. I can't recall spare though. Was it fire? Something. I know. The funny thing is that it was kind of like fierce. I can't recall though. There's a lot of things I actually can't recall. Like a lot of things I need to rethink, need to reconsider. But I can definitely say that if I do want to do the reading, for some reason I really want to do the reading using this though. I mean, like it's not often that I can get this. And the one thing is that for fortune telling using normal playing cards, right? One of the funny thing that I can definitely say is that, in case anyone wondering, it's more towards like there is not upside down or outright downright, because every card is kind of like one in a way away. So whatever card come out is basically no upside down. There is no positive, there is no negative. It's basically telling you what might happen, what might not happen, or things that you can look out for, or things that you might want to be careful of along the line. So far, at least that is what I can definitely say. But then again, I mean, like, not everyone, including myself, can definitely say is it true or is it not. I mean, like, when it comes to fortune telling, if it's a warning, be careful. If it's a good reading, don't take it for granted, but make sure that you can get it happening to you along the line. So that's always been the case for this kind of thing. But in regards, yeah, at the very least, having, like, at least you guys can see, like, just adjusting the camera and it can adjust upward, downwards. So even if I doing like doing face camera, not really face camera, it's more towards like doing my avatar movement along the line, I can adjust it accordingly easily now, so that at the very least, like, if you want to do expression or whatsoever, I think it should work accordingly. But as for now, still not sure how it will be like, at least from how I look at it though. But I have to see how it goes though, because I seriously have no idea how the thing will be like in when it does come out. Yeah, the thing is, right, because it's not made, like, Kanen-san, it's not made in China. That's why it's like, as I mentioned earlier, it's powerful in terms of the spiritual things though. But I'm not sure. I can't recall what was the reading for. Like, okay, the funny thing, okay, I think I'll just explain it in this way. When it comes to individual card, right, like, King is the like, there is the there is the King, there is the Queen, there is the Jack. So basically, like, the 3 person, and then after that there is the Ace to 10. So as I mentioned, like, Ace to is mean new beginning, because it's number 1, and 2 is union, balance, or yes or no, or whatever along the line. I can't remember 3 to 10, 3 to 9. I seriously can't recall that. There is actually a reading for it. Then number 10 is completion, or end, or finish along the line. Then Jack, Queen, King. I know Queen is deep meaning. King, I can't recall, because there's a reason why Queen always tend to be the deep reader along the line. Then also kind of like, as I mentioned, because it's for the four club along the line. So like Diamond, I think Diamond was fortune, because Diamond. Heart is relationship. Peace and Ace, I can't recall though. That's the thing. It's really like I remember I hear about it back when my master was still alive, and she did tell me a little bit, but I was like, so how are you gonna use this as a playing game poker card along the line? So I actually never do deep reading using playing cards, but it can be done. And the funny thing is, right, I saw someone near my house was using the playing card for fortune reading. It's actually like legit fortune reading in a way, and it was not the tarot card, it was the playing card. So that actually got me a bit shocked. Not saying like in a bad way, it's actually more towards like, it actually got me remember the moment of like using the playing card as a moment to do fortune telling. But at the same time, it's actually more towards like using the 3-card reading that I tend to use. It's more normally like 1 card, which is basically the thing you want to know, and then it will be just basically the meaning of the card. But the one thing is that when it comes to 3-card reading, right, it's normally the past, the present, and the future. And the future is kind of like things that we need to be on the lookout along the line. But most of the time, I tend to use tarot card reading is because the tarot card got a picture in a way, so it's much easier to reference or easier to think. And especially most of like if we need the major card like the Tower card for something dangerous that might be happening, or maybe like the Star card to indicate as like there is a hope along the line, or even the Sun card. So they like the thing is, right, the playing card is kind of like meant for normal reading and simple reading, but tarot card is more on the major end on my when I'm doing the reading though. So at least that's how I look at it. But yeah, it's really one of the things that I was kind of like shocked that my mom, like the funny thing is that my mom actually received it from her friend, and when I saw it, I was like, my mom wanted to say like so she used it as a playing card, and I was like, no, I want to, can I have it? And I like the spiritual moment activating me along the line. And it's not open yet. I want to use it for fortune telling in a way though. But I might have to go and search out on the reading part though. The one thing I can't recall was basically the number 3 to number 9 Jet. I can't recall though. Even the Joker card itself can also be as used as the fool in a way. So if you have the Joker card appear, it normally mean like a high chance of winning. That kind of meaning though. But I still can't recall. That's the thing. I can't recall every single thing. I might have to search it out though. Fortune telling with playing cards. I seriously don't know about that, but can do a check first. Seriously, I can't be sure whether I can use online as the main. Very hard to know. I'm not sure whether that is like easier to reference along the line. That's the thing. So heart, diamond, club, and ace. Heart is emotion, love, family, friendship. Okay, that is basically relationship. Diamond is correspond to pendulum, coin, cup, yeah, basically well. Financial gain in case anyone wondering. Crop is war. Oh. So fire, okay, when I say fire is basically something due to like things that you have to do along the line, okay. Opportunity or stuff along the line is basically career. Haste is sword. Emotion or feeling. Okay. Objective thinking, involuntary thinking. Okay, it's basically your mind. Okay. Or Kalimasta. At the very least, I can understand. So. Oh, damn. If I want to do the reading using playing card, it's possible, but it's confusing in a way. But it's kind of like got me curious. A is positive, new beginning. 2 is delay, waiting, or achieving balance. Basically, pair, which is not wrong. 3 is a warning, or suggest miss or miss out communication. 4 is stability or getting stuck. 5 is challenge that go through or lead to grow. 6 is harmony and rarely negative. Harmony on number 6 card. Number 7 indicate problem, betrayal, deception, or going your way. Well, damn, this kind of reading is kind of like I'm gonna question myself. So how am I gonna do that kind of reading? Number 8 is dedication, movement, commitment. 9, getting something done in highly effective manner. Oh, I think I recall number 9. It's basically because 10 is completion and maybe you can take it as a start of a new order. But because 9 is already going to reach 10, so it's kind of like you're gonna reach it to 10 in a way. Oh, okay. Wakata. And then Jack, Queen, King. King is the strongest, Queen is the second, Jack is the... Okay. In case anyone wondering which one I was looking through, let me open up this page so that you guys can... I was actually looking up into this in a way, and because it's in a way it does indicate as all these, especially also like the 10-bit in a way. So, and the Joker card may or may not use, but mostly I think if I use it, it will probably in a way kind of understand better though. But because it's like having it appear is things that might happen along the line or unexpected thing along the line, because if you get 1 card out of 52 card out unexpectedly in a way, it will just mean that things that have to be either on the lookout or things that you can be cautious about in a way though. So it's really one of the things that sometimes having it in reading is actually more towards cautious or things that to be on the lookout for along the line. And it really got me curious in a way about how the reading is going to be like though, especially more towards like, because the thing is, right, when it comes to those kind of reading, it really got me very curious though. I'm sure there is a lot of like ways to do different reading, but I think this is more on, I guess, the standardized form. it's actually more towards like curiosity really can kill the cat, but 9 billion life cat me definitely got ways to do the other wrong. But then again, it's really one of the things that I really need to consider. When it comes to do those kind of reading, it's really one of the things that I need to look through it along, see how the reading is going to be like along the line. And in case anyone want to know, like even tarot card reading was the tarot card itself was also technically used as a playing card by some people. I can't remember which country used it as a playing card. Like playing card itself can be used as a fortune telling depending on what kind of people you're going through along the line. But then again, if it can be done, then most people will technically use it in a way though. So it really kind of like depends on what kind of reading you want to go for, or what kind of reading you want to be with in a way. And if the good thing come out, it's actually considered a good thing. But it really kind of made me really curious about a lot of things. A page 10 sense of loss. Huh. Five defeat and victory. I'm not sure whether I will be able to do that kind of reading. Like I feel like I want to try it, but then again, I don't want to open it on the moment that will it be a good one or will it be a bad one along the line? Especially more towards like, I'm not sure. I mean, like, I should have sound there. Like the thing is, right? If I showcase like this, like if I open it up just like this, I got this though. I got this, and the funny thing is, right, it's not much easier to showcase this in a way right now. It's kind of like at the very least the camera and the light will definitely show it in a good way, in a much clearer way, and I can adjust it accordingly, like this a little bit this way or a bit this way. And I was like, oh, I really want to see what else I do. I really want to, but because this is not made in China. This one is really legit made in Bulgaria, and like they really put everything in made. You guys can say made in Bulgaria, plastic code, all these things there. I really want to do the reading using this. Like, oh, this one I really want to use it for the reading, but I'm not sure. Thank you. I the funny thing, I still remember the moment. The funny thing, I still remember the part when a group of aunties was saying like I got a pretty hand, and for a short while I was called pretty hand. For a short while, like there was a place when I was working, and a lot of aunties coming up to me, all because of one Karen was trying to, like, with a very crooked, wicked hand, going around saying, I got a pretty hand, I got a pretty hand, and then people say that, oh no, it's the crazy Karen. And I actually, at the time, I just said that, how about we compare our hand and let everyone decide who's had a pretty hand? And because I said that, the Karen was like, okay, fine, we do it. And I was standing in front of every aunties in front and show my two hands. And all the aunties saw my hand was very pretty, and it got a lot of people calling me, oh, little boy, your hand is so pretty, your hand is so pretty. And ever since that, every time when my dad go there to work or been there along the line, they will ask like, where is the boy? Where's the pretty hand boy? Pretty hand boy? And I was like, my dad would always say that, hey, why you didn't come? A lot of aunties are looking for you. They want your pretty hand along the line. But yeah, Yeah, the funny thing is, right, burger do have their own things made, not just beer and chocolate. So having this playing card show, as I showed earlier, is one of the things that I was kind of like shocked in a way, because it's like for me who do tarot card reading, it's something that I can say that if I want to do tarot card reading using playing cards, it can be done, but it would be kind of like a moment of, will it be a bit strong though? Thank you. The funny thing is, right, I really got quite a few other people asking, like, jealous about my hand, which I can't be saying like, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Like, I still remember when, even when I was in Japan, okay, it's kind of funny in a way. There was actually quite a few Japanese females that actually telling me outright, okay, some of them are really younger than me, and I remember there was like one Pacific Japanese young girl keep touching my hand and saying that my hand is smooth, not like a rough, like you know, like always people say that guys have rough hand. So when she touched my hand, she, oh my god, your hand is so smooth, and she keep touching my hand non-stop, because it's like, I seriously had no idea how is it that she likes smooth hand along the line, and she keep touching it non-stop, that I actually got so like, I was like kind of like wondering, like, is that considered sexual harassment or something along the line? But then again, I never really think too much about it in a way, so never really kind of like use it as a bad thing or a good thing. It's actually more towards like showing it and kind of like want to do it along the line. But because like, as I showed just now, right, like the camera now is actually, because it's like I can do it, like I can show it this way. So as for example, like, because I can show it this way now, like if I want to do puzzle or whatever, like if I want to do the, the bean, so basically it's basically all the little bean, and then I put it on top. I was like thinking like I can do this kind of thing. Oh, I can also do this as well. Like I can basically just do this one. In case anyone want to know, is like I can just kind of like zoom this outwards a bit. I can zoom it out more. Basically I can do something like, in case anyone is new, this one is basically the building the merry-go, and it's really one of like, if I want to stream, it's like if anyone are thinking, it's like basically like the Bandai in a way, but for me I'll be making the ship in a way though. So like if I want to make it, this one is kind of like me and my mom do it midway already. So at the very least, this one maybe not doing this one. This one is my mom and me doing midway already, but at the very least can consider in doing it. And earlier when I said that the smooth hand, right, basically if I like that is of doing something like this, so even if I want to do like touching on my hand, let me put the camera down a little bit lower end first. Wait for it to focus properly. Okay. The funny thing is, right, earlier when I said like the smooth hand or whatever, right, the one thing is that the girl was actually just touching my hand like this non-stop, and because you guys can see, it's like it's that you can hear the sound. Like you can hear the sound, I think you can hear the sound very smoothly. I think it's not very loud along the line. So it's like my hand is very smooth to the point that I got a Japanese girl just touching my hand like this non-stop to the point that I was like, Nande? Why? Like I was like consider like is it considered a sexual harassment moment or whatever along the line? And I was like, And also like if right now you guys can see it's like it's kind of like on the darker side, right? But if I turn on the light just to showcase it, okay. But if I turn on the light, you guys can see it's like on already. Let me turn off the light. Voila. The hand is so pale. Like legit, I actually got a very pale skin in a way. So there are actually quite a few people saying like, is my skin alright along the line? But I can assure you guys that my skin is actually considered now is considered better already. It was actually way worse when I got the stroke. Apparently, I can't recall what happened. But it was kind of like shocked in a way that my parents were actually kind of like scared what happened to me at the time, and it was a stroke. But at the very least, now you guys can see is that when I say my skin is very pale, it's not really saying like I'm trying to brag about the skin is pale. It's actually more towards like my skin color is always as such like this, that I actually got a lot of people saying like they are jealous of my skin color. Even when I go to sun under the sun for quite a while and it got dark, you don't really see like it dark along the line though. Like even when I kind of like toss it, you can see it's like even the bottom part is actually considered way more paler as compared, like example, like if you compare like the top and the bottom, you guys can see it's like basically it's very different in a way though. So it's really one of the moments that I can't really be saying it's like my skin pale or dark. It's like basically my skin is really pale. But yeah, it's really one of the things that even I myself can't really say is it the bad thing. And that's all the reason why every time when I do tarot card reading, I don't really use to showcase my pale hand along the line. Especially more towards like just showing this and I could be like the mystical moment along the line. But then again, I'm still quite a bit sure about this card though. Like, just to showcase easier, it's like manufactured and made in Belgium. It's like one of the things that I was totally not expecting. But then again, I mean, like, at least now we know that they actually made something like this. Irish boy and your hand undead white. Hey, I'm not trying to like brag about my hand being pure white along the line. Even like even when I was like in comparing my hand to Chinese people, I'm not Chinese race, but like in Singapore we don't call ourselves Chinese white. Okay, we always call ourselves Singaporean Chinese, just to differentiate our race. That is, we are not from China along the line. But one of the funny things I actually do find it interestingly is that there are a lot of Chinese people who brag about their pale skin, or even Japanese people brag about pale skin, but when they compare mine to them, they always end up saying that, well, mine is actually paler than them, and how am I still alive along the line? So I don't think you need to be like I don't think you guys need to worry about my skin color or saying like is my skin color way paler than you guys, whatever along the line. It could like as you say, it could be due to the lighting, it could be due to other reason along the line. But most of the reason why I tend to use as you guys can see the screen right now, is kind of like why do I tend to use the darker part is that at the very least, like the skin color is kind of like look normal to most people along the line. But at the same time, I'm actually kind of like I think you guys can see that I'm slimming down a bit more, because it's like my hand you can definitely see the hand is kind of like having the blood vein coming out really easily, which is kind of like good in a way though. So at the very least I can definitely, like, I even got people saying like I'm skinnier, which is kind of something that I've been on the lookout for. So at the very least, like if they say that I'm not slimming down, I'll be questioning what the hell am I been doing. But because I'm actually slimming down in a way that I can see my blood vein, is like the good things though. Because every time when I have to do the blood test and they say they can't find my blood vein, I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do that? So at the very least, this is a good thing. But it's just kind of like something I have to be on the cautious part, because especially more towards like I don't want them to say that they can't draw my blood though, because right now having the blood thinner in a way is really kind of like something that I have to be on the lookout for, or I have to be on the cautious side though. Yeah, it does make the blood don't my vein don't look blue though. It's actually more towards like the reason why I tend to use blue light more. It's not that I hate I like blue light whatever. It's more towards like if I change the color to, let's say, yellow, it will kind of like look confusing in a way. I don't know why the lightning change kind of like doesn't work properly. Or maybe if I change it to red. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me adjust the lighting. I don't know, actually red seems not bad though. Pretty interesting. It's like I got the blood. The blood is tipping. Let's see if I try other color. Maybe green. Doesn't seem green. Oh, this one? Actually, green quite not bad though. The green actually quite not bad. I always tend to go for blue though. That's right, the blood car. I miss that though. A lot of the anime, and in a way it's like kind of like, oh, my blood is showcasing. Like it's like the blood. My hand is bleeding. Like my hand, like you guys can see, like my blood is having blood. My hand is having the blood in my teeth. Oh my, this is a scary hand. Actually, it's quite interesting though. I never really test out different colors, because but in case anyone wondering, it's all towards I always tend to use this. If I want to, I can go for a lighter color along that, because it's actually more thinner side there, and more on the friendly color, because it's kind of like lighter to use or whatever. It's actually one of the easier color that I can do. But yeah, the red one actually kind of like give me the wrong impression. It's kind of like the moment of I'm gonna bleed non-stop. The yellow one I was kind of like wasn't expecting this color. It's actually more towards like just a bright color. Orange, not really. Because they don't want to know is basically I only have they only indicating all these colors, so and even if the pink color, if I press the pink color, like legit pink color, it's not really pink color. You guys can see it's basically kind of like, don't know what how is that color do. Do enjoy your breakfast. Don't need to worry too much. But in case you want to know, I tend to go for a light blue. Technically more towards I prefer blue color more, but let's just say that blue color for now is much easier. At least the hand don't look scary or whatever along the line, and kind of like just showcasing it much easier though. It's more towards like just easy showcase along the line. But then again, because at the very least, if I want to do tarot card reading, at least from here all the way here. Oh damn! At least this Thursday at this timing, in case anyone wondering, like Thursday this timing, I can do a reading here though. Okay, I have to be on the lookout for it. But yeah. at the very least, I can definitely say that the things that I will be on the lookout for is kind of like now that, because in case anyone wondering, it's like getting a like sometimes paying something just to make sure that things go well is really does go a long way though, especially more towards like me getting a a, a stand webcam. The only thing I actually kind of like find a bit problematic is because, as you guys can see, the base below is actually very big though. It's fine. My hand is always kind of like a moment that even if you didn't say it, there are times even when I really wonder is my skin color kind of like pale on the way though. So, there are times. Look, the funny thing is that a lot of people always say that I'm an introvert. I always stay at home, whatever along the line. I don't like to go out. Yes, but the funny thing is, right, it's also one of the things that it always made me really wonder, do like, it's like I need to go out, have a like stand under the sun for a short while and what's not, and it's kind of like a moment of like me just be under the sun along the line. So in people say like I don't walk under the sun. No, I do walk under the sun. It's just that if I stay under the sun too long, it will also be bad for me in a way though. That's not the PlayStation controller. Is that is a PC game controller. that's the PC. That's the controller I only use for Genshin. It's I know. I mean, like the funny thing is, right, I'm so used to this controller. This I have to at least say this. Like I so used to this kind of controller that even when people saying like me, I should try playing Genshin on either on mobile phone or using the keyboard and mouse. The funny thing is, right, for Zelda Zone Zero, I tend to use keyboard and mouse. I don't use controller. But only for Genshin, I have to add this highlight. Only for Genshin, I always use controller. Like I don't understand why. Like people saying like keyboard and mouse is much easier to play Genshin along the line. But every time when I play Genshin, it doesn't work though. Like my hand is so used to controller, to the point that I'm actually kind of like short in a way that even when I try using keyboard and mouse at time to see whether I can slowly get used to gaming along the line, and not able to get through along the line, and I'm like, wow, damn, what am I supposed to do now along the line? So I think it's more towards like if I showcase the way I play game, and especially more towards like just showing the camera along the line, I think you guys will be kind of like shocked at the way I play games too. It will be a moment of like you guys will be wondering like how am I able to click all these stuff along and be done with it along the line, and it's kind of like working in the way that I don't expect it to move in the way that I expecting it along the line. But then I mean, like if it work, it work. If it doesn't work, can't really say too much on that end though. Especially more towards like a lot of things, I can't really say things work accordingly along the line though. Especially more towards like every time when I do prediction, right, I still a bit shocked. Like I still a bit shocked about one video I did random in one of the random chat when I say I made a bet, and I say about the and I say about the woke stuff, the Genshin people making people saying Genshin don't have like cultural appropriate along the line, and then like Assassin's Creed released along the line, and I say that in the stock market of Ubisoft will fall. And now if you actually consider like 1 year plus already, I think the video, how long did when was the video I released though? Now that I think random chat, it was 299. So I can't recall which, like I said a specific thing, and I was like very shocked that in that video I actually made I made a bet I can put and in my prediction along and I was actually shocked that the prediction ended up true in a way that I was totally shocked. Like, wow, damn, I actually made a prediction that it that I was kind of like shocked at how good. Yeah, I mean, Shiro-san, you knew very well about that one, right? About the Ubisoft one. So let me see if I can find the video. Found it. So let me open up. Let me pause the music first. On the volume, so that I can go to here. Then I just need to turn. So in case everyone it's like a reaction moment of one of my past video along the line. Which one was it? Okay. So let me turn this on, and the video I mentioned was actually the Genshin voice code is a joke, but Assassin's Creed Shadow is more than a joke. And I actually still kind of like shocked when I saw like it got recommended to me by YouTube again. I was like, wow, okay. What did I say? I actually didn't remember this video back then. And the funny thing is that this video was released on 2024. So in case anyone didn't know, the date that this video was released was 2024 July 19, okay? And I actually quite shocked that when I at this video at better.
Ame Gakita. Alright, let's chat about Genshin Impact before we chat about Assassin's Creed Shadow. And actually more so that
and the funny thing is that I was saying all those things about the player contribute, and I actually quite shocked about the things I say. And yeah, you know, the thing is, right, if we actually I think it was somewhere here that I made that I say somewhere here. I can't recall where was it, which timing was it. Even I can. Let me see.
never ask for permission. They can check out the free gift. Is like if they say, oh, it's worth $100, and then you go and check out it's sold at Amazon for $1. They say like Ubisoft is already like, dude, if those right now edition is always not very, we will like bad. But let's make a bet. Like if because of a bet right now.
Yeah, the funny thing is that here is the part where I say let's make a bet. Like this is the part.
I normally don't make a real life bet, but let's make a bet. Like if because all the time when I make a prediction, it's always not very true. So how will this Assassin's Creed affect Ubisoft once it do get released? Number one, there won't be a lot of player, and the funny thing is.
Hold on. I say that like it's so obvious in a way, okay?
How will this Assassin's Creed affect Ubisoft once it do get released? Number one, there won't be a lot of player.
Like there won't be a lot of player, which was true.
And the funny thing is, those who defend the game, right, or who talk about game, ask them how was the game.
And then they also don't have anything good to say about the game.
If they claim they have played the game, ask them how was the game. If they don't have if they say that, oh, there is finding a black character in the game, yeah, ask them how do you feel to kill other ASEAN in the game? Like all the Japanese people, you guys may not like them. How does it feel to kill all of them in the game? Yeah, you are not racist. You're just playing a game. That's all. Understandable. Wakarimasu ne.
Thank you.
And then in Genshin, tell me like, how is it considered boys code when the word boys code is saying that you don't touch the game, you don't support the game, you don't even think about the game? And how is it that you guys playing saying that, oh, it's free to play, so it's free to play, and then just keep on playing the game, and they say, oh, we are gonna make noise, that is culturally inappropriate, still gonna pull for the character, still gonna like the character, still gonna love how powerful the character is, still gonna play the damn game. Yeah, never feel to amaze me about the boys code. And the funny thing is that when we talk about the so-called fan, both the fan of Assassin's Creed Shadow and the fan of Genshin Impact, yeah, how many of them actually do play the game? I mean, like for Assassin's Creed, they would say that, oh, there's a black character, we're gonna play the game, and then end up not even playing the game.
The funny thing is that I made that bet back then, and it really come true. It's like a lot. The funny thing is that I'm still kind of like shocked that a lot of things I said back then is really one of the things that I was hoping that maybe it's really one of the maybe I was wrong. I was hoping that was a moment of like I was wrong. But somehow, someway, somehow, it became so damn true. It became a moment of like the things I say is really. I think you saw that moment, okay? Because if I want to say anything else, like serious, you know this video because especially more towards like you got quite a lot of like as well though. So the thing is, right? I will have to say that the funny thing is that a lot of things that we say about some people is really one of the things that we hope that we think we is coming true will turn out not true, and maybe the game can be a success, maybe the Ubisoft might be a failure. I might not be a failure at all. But the thing is, right, it's because of that, right? If you actually look like even if you go to Ubisoft store along the line, and if you consider like 5 years, it has been on the going down and down and down and down and down. Even if we look at the maps, right, it was like, oh, before 2022, it was all outwards. And then the diversity and whatsoever, okay, never mind. Diversity and what's not, okay. Down they go. And the funny thing is, right, if you look at the peak, it's like back then 78 euro, and now it's just basically 4 euro. Down to the point of no return. This is really one of the worst stock market ever. It's really down and down and down and down and down to the point that I can't even say anything else. Especially more of the things that I say.
And then Ubisoft will be saying like, oh, am I out of touch? No, it's the gamer fault.
It's really the funny thing is that back then I say all these things, right? Like almost, let's say like almost 2 years, okay, 1 year plus, but it's like almost 2 years ago I say all this, and if you look at all the things I say, all the bad I say is really coming true in a funny way though. Like the game release, anyone care? No one care. Even people who say that, oh, Black Lives Matter or black character, whatever. Do they play the game? Do they buy the game? Do they say the game is good? Did they say the game is fun? No. So it's really kind of like funny in a way that the things I say back then come out true in a way though. But then again, it's kind of like funny that even a video like that and now kind of like coming true in the way that I was not expecting though. And not saying like is it a good thing or is it a bad whatever. It's actually more towards like sometimes we just hope that the thing we say not coming true whatsoever along the line, and hoping it to that they maybe they may improve on it. But when things I say end up becoming true, it's really one of the things that we all really have to be on the cautious side. We need to be like careful about things that might happening along the line, because we don't want things to end up in a way that can hurt people along the line though. At least that's how I feel though. But it's one of the things that sometimes I really wonder why the hell that all the things that we see always having people thinking about all these stupid things. But it's kind of like funny in a way. I have to at least say the funny thing is, right, like it's okay for people to think about diversity if they want to be like gay or lesbian or whatever along the line. I mean, like there's really kind of like something that in even in Singapore they don't really go and say that, hey, it's you should not be like that. And even in Japan, where I lived for 6 years, that is also the case of people don't go and force it down saying like, oh, you must against it or whatever along the line. Okay, there are cases of female on female, male on male. It's normal in some people mindset, okay? Even if other people say, oh, it's not the norm, it should not be the thing along the line. But the thing is, in Singapore, there are some people who are into same central stuff. In Japan, there's people into same central stuff, but they don't go and spread it in the point or make noise over it along the line. And kind of like became a moment of like, it's kind of get me really sad in a way. You're gonna eat. You definitely need a proper rest once in a while though, Shiro-san. I mean, like, especially more towards like maybe you need one day to watch some anime with your child though, and then you can spread to your like I won't say every anime, okay? Maybe you can check out some specific anime and then you watch with your child and say that hey, maybe your child can like anime in as and then when as she get older and she's into those kind of thing, and then when she saw some interesting anime and she can say that let's watch some anime. I think that would be a good moment for you though. Oh, Dragon Quest remake can definitely say that. As I play I'm just hoping that the Dragon Quest just make it even more fun. Especially more the one thing I actually kind of afraid was actually kind of some game kind of like nowadays having like those kind of like diversity because of like those stupid diversity managed to get their hand in along the line. So I'm just hoping that's not the case for some game studio. At least that's how I feel though. But if you're your daughter like watching anime. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because if the fun, okay, I have to say this. Okay, in a way, if you can control what she watch now, you can't say everything she have to watch. Like if you can control what she watch, and she control like have a self control on what kind of anime to watch, and maybe like some of, like and like let's say Naruto, not Boruto or whatever anything. Like if you look at the main purpose of like the animation, where she need to understand that not giving up, stay strong is the way to go for life, and she learn like you can explain that in anime for like hey daughter, you can see like this one is actually teaching you not to give up in life, even if life is harsh, you need to stay strong, you need to know that you can do it along that. If she can go through her life with by watching anime, and maybe in future she became successful, maybe she became a better person, I think that would be a good moment you can brag to everyone by saying that you're being a good dad, showing that anime can actually teach your child in a good way. And no, even if people say that anime can teach people badly, the thing is right, there is a good anime to teach child to turn into a good thing, and I think that's the way to go though. It's really one of the things that sometimes I really kind of like curious about. People always saying things like a lot, there is actually some people saying like they hate on anime because it teach people the wrong thing, but it's actually more towards like I personally feel it's more on if they can set the control, ensuring that the person who watching the anime not going in a bad way or watch the wrong one, where kind of like maybe some, because there is some anime that is kind of like the shonen one, which is basically the teenagers one, and those kind of like also kind of like having like the PG moment in a way. And even when I say the shonen one, right, it's not really like 14 to 16 years old kid, okay? It's actually more on 18, 6, it's more on 16 to 19 years old kids in a way that is kind of like they watching it and they know what they need to do. Is all fiction, it's not real along the line. It's just kind of like for kids we need to set it that hey, if you're watching this, we need to understand that you can don't need to be like them, but you can do something on this, you can learn from this along the line, and that's good enough already. But the only issue is some anime we have to set control, not really saying like we need to set censorship or whatever along the line. It's more towards I personally feel it's more towards like making sure that kids nowadays have a parenting moment, saying that you can't watch some anime because it's kind of like very yabai, and if you want to watch it can, but also need to have a parents with them to indicate on what is the thing they need to be aware of along the line though. So the only issue is that we all have to be very careful, because shonen, right, although it's called young teenager, but I feel like a lot of people always have a misconception about anime is not meant for young kid, whatever. It's actually more towards like parenting side of the issue. And I think like Shiro-san, you are parents, you can definitely use that as a use this as a experience for your child, because you may not experience this when you're young, but you can give that to your daughter. You can give it to her. Like you can make sure that she go through a better kid moment, a good moment, like she watch anime with you, she can enjoy it with you. At least you can probably go and say that, even if people say that she's an otaku, say that she is a good name. Even if people say she's a need, that's a good title, because that will mean that your daughter will be able to learn things that is on the good side, and I don't think that should be something that should be ashamed of. And even if people say that the modern America, as you, or maybe like those kind of like diversity, whatever along the line, but as long as your young kid knew what she's going for, and she know what is the thing that she'll be heading forward, that you do is a good parenting, that you have done your job, and that is what you should be aiming for. Because even for me, when I do counseling to Venice-san and the others, right, I always try to make sure that even if they want to do cosplay, whatever, they still need to promise me that they are good on study, they can do whatever they want, they can watch whatever they want, but as long as they make sure they promise me they study well, they know what they are aiming for, and that's the way to go. And so far I got 3 virtual daughter, Benny-san, Kira-chan, and Neji-san. Like the 3 of them are now in colleague, and even when I say Maggie-san always been very good at cosplaying, she always makes sure the promise that even if she is struggling in life, even if she is going through a lot of stress, she still keep the promise me, not only to her own parents in a way that she will study well, but she also keep the promise that she will study in a way that she will enjoy, and make sure that it's something that she will go through with in her life. And that at least is meaning that I have did, even as a virtual papa to her, at least I did my job on ensuring that she go through a proper moment, that she know that she can still do cosplay, and she can still study well, and she is still enjoying her teenage life at this point of time though. So I think like for your daughter, she once she reached that age, you definitely need to careful on that end. But I'm sure that if you teach her well and she understand that the things she need to know, the bad things she need to be standing away from, things that she can do correctly, she enjoyed it, I think she got a high potential of a good future, at least from how I look at it though. Because I don't look at things on, like even when people say that a young little 3 years old kid can sing a yabai song, yeah, to me I don't look at the yabai song, I look at the kid got potential to be a singer, and that's how I look at it. So I think like in a way maybe you can see what kind of thing that your daughter may aim for in future. Like if she want to be a cosplayer, I don't think she need to look on the crazy side. Maybe she can do a simple one to test things out, see how she like, and maybe in future she may be a popular cosplayer, we won't know, right? So I think for now, more towards like as a responsible dad, it's not really saying like you must tell her to do this or do whatsoever. At least like while studying on a good moment, she can do things like watching anime, or maybe like doing things that she like, or even sharing of her hobby like anime, all these things in a way to other people online, like YouTube, or as a VTuber or a face people along the line. At the very least, I think like at least she can share it or whatever, and I think that's a good way of saying things though. But if you think that is the dangers of that, don't tell her to do it. Say that she can share with her friends one-on-one moment, do it in that way, and I think that is a high chance of a potential way of like what she can do in future though. But at the same time, we need to also draw the line on like putting too high expectation, because if we kind of like want them to do high expectation, right, they might not want to do it. So knowing when to draw the line, or not trying to set a high ceiling, is more towards like make them wear the right size hat, knowing what they need to do, making sure that they need to know what is the thing they want to aim for, and if they can do what they like, that's a win already. So at least from how I look at it, it's not really forcing like people to do this or do that, whatever. Like even when we things that we can't do when we're young, but if we can slowly lead people slowly to the right step and ensuring that they can do the things they like, that's a win, at least from how I look at it though. So overall, I don't think we need to. I don't need to say like should we do this or should we do that. It's more towards like some of the things we just need to understand when to draw the line, when to do the line, when to see that line, and that is more than enough to at least highlight things that we can be on. Saying like is it a good thing or is it a bad thing along. So at the very least, I would definitely say like at least for how I look at it, it's more towards like if it's a good thing, good. If it's not a good thing, don't take it as a thing because it's more towards like some people will be thinking like is it like always possible to do those kind of crazy thing along the line, but as long as even I myself don't want to think too much whatsoever, okay, there's a limit to things that I can do and things that I can't do, okay, like even tarot card reading, even when I'm hoping that I don't be right all the time, but some of the things I better don't want to say like is it a good thing or is it a bad thing though. At least that's how I think. Oh, you're welcome. I also hope that at the very least your daughter can have a great future. That's how I look at it though. Anyway, as much as I want to do a lot of chatting, because today is bit of chatting, so I don't want to do too long. So at the very least, unless I send something like any topic that anyone wants me to talk about first, because I had no idea. Today I kind of like put a bit of chatting though, but somehow I talk quite a lot. I still have my hot tea, even at night time. In case anyone was worried that whether will I sleep later on at night time, even drinking tea or coffee, I can drink 2 cups of coffee and I can still fall asleep for tonight. So don't need to worry on that end. The funny thing is, right, in case anyone wondering, it's like I for some reason can still sleep even when I drink coffee. Like it was kind of like funny in a way that I drink coffee and even when I drink coffee in early in the morning, okay, um I can still feel tired. I can still feel sleepy. Even when I nighttime, I still can feel sleepy. The only thing is that my mom had the same issue, and I wonder is that my issue is more I inherited from my mom. But the funny thing is that my mom, she's at least will still wake up even when she drink coffee in the morning. But if she do drink coffee at nighttime, she will like me will still fall asleep along the line though. So at the very least, it's more towards that we do not know how come, why, whatever along the line. It was actually more towards like we just drink however we like or whatever. But if we do end up drinking coffee in a way like for me, I'll just take it like it's just a normal drink for me and kind of like enjoying it. But at the same time, I do prefer at least a tasty coffee along the line though. Like I don't really like drinking plain coffee. There are times when I drink plain coffee just for the sake of it, but it will be kind of like a moment of me not able to do anything much or think anything much though. What kind of coffee? Um, normally I do. Okay, this one is actually more towards like I just drink instant coffee. I have to admit on that. But if I have to say like Pacific type of coffee, um, I think I'm more on a latte. I'm actually more of a latte person. I know that it's like a cappuccino, 2 shot, matcha, all those different type of coffee. But if I have to say, it's normally like I would tend to go for instant coffee in a way. And the reason why I say instant coffee, right, actually more towards like because I got the mixer, and in case anyone wondering what kind of mixer, it's actually more like discount. Let me show it this way. I have something like uh I can't say I have something like I can't say like is this the one I have on my hand at home. It's actually it looks something like this. It looks something like this. So it's those kind of like hand, you hold it on your hand and then you put into the cup and then you just and then the drink actually makes very well. So for me, right, I always tend to put like the instant coffee, and then I kind of like if I want it more, let's say for example, if I want additional taste, for example, like if I feel like the coffee I buy is cheap, and I will just buy those kind of like just the coffee bean or to mix it in or in hot water, or I kind of like if I not find it sweet, I add more sugar. If I don't find it creamy, I will just add milk, not the cream, along the line. So I just kind of like pour it and then I just kind of like use the blade to kind of like uh drill it in a way. And it's really one of the moment that I actually like making it this way, because it's like I can control the taste, I can control especially more towards like, because mixing it this way will kind of like make sure that the drink is actually mixed properly in a way. So I always tend to get this to make, and often more than not, it's really one of the things that much because it's kind of like I ensuring the taste in a way though. So when I say like adding coffee, like even people saying like do I add coffee or whatever, it's more towards like, let's say coffee, I tend to use, which one was it though? Yes. Like okay, for example, like if I want to mix, right, I can just make something like this. Like if the instant coffee, like say for example, I find this and I say, oh, let's say like this one is say rich. If I find it not strong enough, I can buy something like this Go Blend or whatever. Like it's kind of like the pure one, the espresso whatever, and I just add additional this to this for additional strong taste though. So I'm not sure what is the one that you guys have in your area. So you do go and check it out. Like normally I will buy something like this. If I find the taste not strong enough, I will buy something additional that I like. That don't have sugar, don't have whatever. It's just basically pure one that I will just add this in. But if I want sugar or less sugar or whatever, then I will just put back something like this and I just kind of make it myself. So it's kind of like adjusting the taste in a way though. It's kind of like depends on my mood though. So I often go for instant coffee and then adjust it accordingly if I need to. But most of the time, if I got something like this, then I will just kind of like make this myself and make it easier to taste it out along the line. So but because at the same time, because I want to have a stronger taste along the line, so I really need something like this one to mix it properly though. Because I don't like to have that little bit of coffee bit at the remaining part. So I want to mix everything properly. So I will tend to use this one to mix it properly. Like it would take definitely the washing one instead of like using spoon or this thing. Like once you start spinning and it'll be like, oh, at least you don't need to wash this whole damn thing. Like at the very least, like you can just twist out this metal part and then just wash the metal part. At least it's good enough really. And I don't mind washing, because the thing is, right, washing it, at least I enjoying a good coffee. And at the same time, because I'm getting like this kind of coffee that is, if you consider like getting this kind of moment, right, I would go for those kind of moment. But at the same time, I would just say that in case anyone want to go for, I would tend to go for espresso or Go Blend in a way. At least that's my favorite style in terms of American one. But normally I go for instant one because it's much cheaper in a way. Like even like white coffee, if you guys do give it a try, it's kind of like a lot of moment though. But most of the time I'll just go for either the instant one in a way to mix it out, because it's kind of like I can mix it in a way, add in the sugar, add in the milk, and then taste cheap. At the very least, I have to say it's taste cheaper than those that you can buy outside in a way though. So at least that's how I feel though. Like definitely I feel like it's one of the things that one of the things like you guys don't need to say that you need to drink coffee or whatever, or need to drink tea. At least drink some water is still the way to go. Like even like myself right now, it's like I tend to have tea or have coffee in a way though. It's just kind of like because I just want some favorite drink though. It's not that I hate coffee, okay? It's more towards like I just prefer or water. It's more towards like if I want to drink something, but my mouth is kind of like itching for that little bit of flavor in my mouth, and kind of like became a moment of like me decided to add just drink coffee along the line. And because I do tend to get milk as well, normally my family don't get milk in a way, so if I do end up getting milk, it's more towards like it's gonna be a moment of me mixing in a way, especially more towards like if my dad for example like want to drink the matcha milk. Basically it's like making the Japanese matcha, but I just add milk to it. It's like I still need the hand drill to go and then have a milk a matcha milk. And because I also add like it's basically like the matcha, you just add to hot water and then you mix it. But because it's also kind of like I'm gonna make a milk of it, so I have to add a little bit of sugar to the matcha initially to make it sweet. Because matcha itself is, in case anyone wondering, it's actually on the bitter side, or the stronger side. So I have to add a bit of milk. Is one thing, but the milk will still not sweet enough to kill off the bitter taste, so I have to add some sugar to make it sweeter. And at the very least it will taste more better along that line. But at least that's how it is though. And why although it's one of the rare case of me not going to do too long of a stream, but I think this one is more than enough for the day. I think also Zero Sign, if you maybe later on if you think you need to go and enjoy some anime with your daughter, I think that would be the best way to go. But that being said, it's 10:03 p.m. and I think this is a good time for me to go and stop for the day and go and rest out as well. Schedule wise for next week, I will put it out tomorrow because I was actually got 2 days I need to confirm on the end. But once I confirm that, I will definitely put it out so that you guys can take a look. Tomorrow I'll put it up in the morning once I can confirm some schedule. But that being said, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys again at the next video or live stream. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye bye.